So I came on board and the remit was very, very easy and challenging, but very kind of easy and focused, was to kind of create some stability into this business and to start to get people to actually having a strategic plan and getting people to work more as a team together. We have the Hayloft restaurant, 120-seater restaurant. We've got the tea rooms, 130-seater tea room down in the courtyard. This venue here is a conference centre and a wedding venue as well. We do a lot of presentations in here. I have a cookery school. We have the dairy. I'm not going to steal Alice thunder for the dairy, but we have a dairy that's a fully functional dairy. Downstairs we've got the farm shop. Within the farm shop I've got a 7-day bakery. They work overnight, artisan bread. Not only bread, but they make pies, cakes, Welsh cakes, batter brie, scones. We do pork pies, gala pies, sausage rolls. Anything in bakery, we'll actually do it here. Butchery, that's another one. So that's full carcass butchery that we do. We've got the 5-star guest accommodation, which I believe some of you stayed with us last night. And I hope that was very welcoming and warm and yeah. So we've got the 5 letting bedrooms, which are 5-star. I think I've gone through them all. The wine shop. Can't forget the wine shop. The wine shop, Tim will actually be doing some presentation later. It's about actually getting wine to actually match wine to food, because we're all about food here. But I'll let Tim talk to you about that. So those are various departments that I have, and it's about 12 departments altogether that I, as the general manager, have to kind of manage or overview. How it's done, quite straightforward. We have on a Wednesday, 10 o'clock, and running late, a management meeting which the team come together. It's not about loads of reams of paperwork. It's very simply about an action log. So that action log we'll go through every department, and the action will be actually written down. There'll be a date and a time for when that happens, and then we have cluster meetings then within each of those different departments, and that is relayed down to them in those departments. So that's how it works. And then the following week, the action log gets reviewed again, and then more things are added, or things that we've actually done gets taken off, and then we start the whole process again. It's about empowerment. We have an Extra Mile Award every month for our team, because that's important for us as a team, that we actually empower and actually reward people who go the extra mile, because again, it's about that team. When I was doing this on Anglesey, it was rather a lot different, because all the actions had to be done by memo, because they had to go to 57 different schools. Here, it's a lot closer, and actually I can manage the business a lot easier because of I can visit them all. So that works, yeah. But you've got to be you've got to change your style of managing and how it all works. I talk about empowerment. My managers or supervisors will come to me and say, we've got a problem. And I said, okay. I say, what are you going to do about it? Because they've got the answers all the time. So they come up with the answers, and I will agree them, and then they go off and actually implement it. And it's as simple as that. We don't have problems here, we have challenges within the business. And as long as they actually discuss what they're going to do about it, because I don't make many decisions, because they make decisions for me. Because they will actually, work it all out themselves, and then they'll just pass it. But we talk to Chris or myself, and then and then they implement it. Within the business, you will actually meet some of them today. We have some really cracking staff, and it was important for us within the business to be the centre of excellence. We needed to get the right staff in the right positions. So they have different characters. And we work with a lot of different characters, but the most important thing is they are specialists within their industry, within their sector, and that's what we want all the time. To be the centre of excellence, we have to have those speciality people in place. And again, we have to have that team with them to actually work, you know, as a team, and then it's sharing information all the time. We continuously, I mean, some of you might know, but it does concern me, and not a lot of you have been here. We have a big marketing plan, a marketing strategy, which has to sit very, very close within the senior management team. And that strategy does change on a regular basis, because we evaluate information that comes into our business, and then we will actually then set the marketing plan to go onto various sectors. I'll give you an example. When I came on board 8 months ago, it was about to be more Welsh. Obviously, dwi'n siarad Cymraeg. I'm totally bilingual, so I can actually present in Welsh. I can do the television, the radio, all of that in Welsh, because I can just switch backward and forward. So that was the remit for the marketing department to actually say, right, okay, we need to actually be promoting ourselves, our business, as being more Welsh. So what more than actually they just push me out there and say, right, okay, look, talk to these people, talk to these. And that's what happens. And we can actually track it. If we have in the local paper, a press release that goes out on a Thursday or a Friday, we are guaranteed over the weekend that the footfall is going to be greater. You know, people kind of had said to me, you know, there was the kind of new kid on the block at Bodnant, whatever they did with marketing, that I was here. Over the weekend, we had so many people come and wanting to kind of see me and meet me and stuff like that. The marketing is key for any business, and it has to sit very closely, you know, with your business in actually taking businesses forward. If you know, it's that thing of if you don't tell, you don't sell. So you've got to be selling yourselves all the time, continuously. Our marketing plan is big. We have a team where we have a private company that actually does majority of it, and we have 2 people that sit, and we're just about to look at employing another person to do e-marketing as well. So that's the Twitter, the blog, and the Facebook, all of those things to kind of keep it fresh all the time. So that's marketing, that's the business. So going forwards, where are we going to go next? I mean, we have just launched Click and Collect. And you'd be kind of thinking, gosh, what are they doing? You know, click and collect, you know. We're kind of biting at the heels of those supermarkets because it's important. For us, it's not only click and collect, but click and deliver. So that is something that we're actually looking at next, is actually click and deliver. So we will actually deliver all those goods to those holiday homes or to local families. So that is something that we're working on. We're working on actually taking Bodnant as a brand down to London. So we're working at Borough Market at the moment on actually just seeing exactly how it all's going to work, and is it something that it's going to work for us. Because we have to admit, we're in the Conwy Valley, beautiful as it is, but we need the footfall. We need to have more people come and see us here. I've got some stats here for... we were actually targeted to actually get 170,000 people here in the first year. So that was the target that we actually was set. We actually got in the first year 240,000 people who actually came and visited us here. This year, we're on par, we're on track, and we'll be having about 270,000, 300,000 visitors that will actually come and visit us here on site. Our business is changing because this is becoming more of a tourist attraction and not just a farm shop and a facility and a restaurant and a tea room. So it's becoming more of a tourist attraction, and we're actually doing a lot of marketing at the moment in America, NBC, in Canada and North America, in actually drawing more people into the Conwy Valley. An example of this is that we actually signed up to Talk Tours. Are you familiar with Talk Tours? Very, very high-end tour that they come to do a tour of the British Isles, and they spend a day or an afternoon stroke evening with us, and we're actually showcasing the best of Welsh food. So my chef, Di Chef, will actually do a cookery demonstration with them. Tim will do some wine tasting, Welsh wines, wines from Patagonia with them, and then they will have a meal with us, and I will actually present to them the best of Wales and the history of Welsh food as to where it is now and where we're going with it. And there's an opportunity for them to actually walk around the site. So we've just got 40 of them booked in for the season now. We have another local Shears bus company. We're actually just signed up for them. They will visit us twice a week now as well, because we're getting that footfall in, and actually because it's actually becoming more of a tourist attraction than just a farm shop, it's evolving the business all the time. Getting back to Borough Market, what we need to do there is actually build our brand. So our Bodnant brand is a brand of excellence. So where more can you do it but actually do it in London itself? So that's the aim of doing that. It's about showcasing Bodnant brand and the Bodnant products. At the moment in the farm shop, we're up to 75% of Welsh produce, of which 45% of those produce are actually made here on site. So those are all branded as the Bodnant brand. So that's what we need to take to London to actually showcase going forwards. So the brand is important as well as the marketing. Hampers, that is another way that we can actually showcase our products out of the valley, and actually people could go online and actually order their hampers, and then we're actually generating more money that way. Because we have identified, if we were outside of Cardiff, it would be a totally different perspective, because there are more people living outside of Cardiff. But here in the Conwy Valley, there aren't many people that, we're actually capturing most of them at the moment already. So if you can't get them here, then we need to take Bodnant to them, and that's how we're doing it. There is a huge drive at the moment for us as a company to actually do the hampers for Christmas. We had an incredibly successful hamper business last Christmas, and we need to grow on that again going forward. So that is what we're working on with hampers at the moment for Christmas. And not only Christmas, but there's Easter, there's all these other occasions that we can actually do hampers for. Santes Dwynwen, the patron saint of lovers, Valentine's, we can do the hampers for them. So there's continuously, we can do cookery school hampers. We're always looking at diversifying the business, sticking to the core, but seeing other avenues that we can actually take the business to. Sales. Sales is so important for the business. I mean, we have a really, really hard, steep sales growth plan. Year on year, we're actually up on sales by an amazing 38.5%. And that is a huge growth plan from the first year. And we're actually on target with that at the moment. So that is key to our business as well. We actually employ about 75 staff locally here in the Conwy Valley. To actually have that many staff, you've got to have the aggressive sales to actually to keep that business flowing. Where are we? NPD, I spoke to you about new product development. Each department is actually challenged on a weekly, monthly basis on actually bringing some innovation into their department. Ali's going to talk to you about what's happening in the dairy. Tim, obviously the wine shop, it's not only about selling wine, but it's actually selling courses as well. So we actually do wine courses, and we have people coming in and actually signing up to these courses. The cookery school, that's evolving continuously. Farm shop, there are always NPD, new suppliers that's coming in to actually work in the farm shop. The bakery, they're actually evolving and actually coming up with new ideas continuously. And I kind of want to take it down the Danish pastry road of things. Our pies have just won the Award of Excellence throughout the whole of Wales for our pork pie and our hot eating pie. And then the butchery, there's always the variations of different cuts that are actually going to come in into the butchery department. Tea room, again this morning, I just had a meeting with them this morning, and that menu is going to evolve again into sharing platters and actually showcasing various aspects of our food. So if you can have, you know, like a ploughman's. So you would have a slice of our pork pie, you would have a piece of our Aberwen cheese, you would have our homemade chutney. You know, the whole thing just comes together, and it's actually keeping it very, very simple. Hayloft restaurant, I mean, we're very, very, you know, we've had a bit of a rocky start on the Hayloft. I was checking TripAdvisor last night, and we've just had a succession of 9 positive reviews in there. And that TripAdvisor, I'm not a fan of it, but it gives me a benchmark. And I actually use TripAdvisor as a benchmark to see where we're at. If I have 3 negatives and it's all about the same thing, then I'll actually do something about it. But I just don't jump in there and say, ooh, we've got to change everything because we've had a negative in there. I always work it that actually, if we have 3 consecutives, like I'll give you an example, we weren't cooking our veg enough. So we had 3 instances on there, veg is always hard, veg is always hard, didn't like the veg because it was hard. That's when I actually step in there and actually say, right, okay, we're going to do something about that. TripAdvisor can be kind of the bane of anybody's lives, and you can be obsessed by it, but I just use it as a tool just to kind of see exactly where we're at and see where we're benchmarking. And again this morning, you know, we've got the 9 positives, so the kitchen team and the restaurant team will actually know today, you know, pat on the back, great guys, you're doing a cracking job. There's 9 positives in there. And that is all about kind of empowering them to think, gosh, you know, we are doing a cracking job in there. I am conscious of time. We've got a few minutes left. Yeah, I mean, any questions you do have?
Can you tell us about how your customer service benchmarking with the mystery shopper works, please?
Brilliant. Okay, yeah, we've got the mystery shoppers that come in. How it works is that mystery shopper will come in, or they will actually on the phone initially, and they will actually book a reservation in the restaurant. And all of that information then, they're collating it. So they'll go through the whole process then of how were we on the phone, what was the service like. I'll give you an example of the restaurant. They'll actually visit the farm shop, they'll visit the wine shop, they'll ask members of staff, you know, what other things do you do? And if they don't give them something, oh, you must go and visit the cookery school, or oh, we actually have the tea room, then that's a negative. So that is actually picked up. And then at the end of that visit, we'll get a report. You will notice that all of my staff should be or are wearing badges, because that is key for them to own the position. When I came here, there was not many people wearing badges. But as soon as you give somebody a badge, they own that job, because then you can be identified. And the mystery shopper will come in and say, I spoke to Gwyndaf today, and he was very polite, but he actually didn't upsell the cookery school. So it identifies it. And what we do when we get the report back in, we actually sit down and actually discuss it with that various departments. It isn't about actually giving them a rollicking. It's about actually changing their attitudes and actually making it, making them aware that they're going to do something different all the time. And that is key to it. It's not about punishment, it's about what can we do to stop this from happening again. So they're coming, they actually visit every 6 weeks or so, and we're getting we quite enjoy it now actually. Because it's quite fun, because everybody is clued into this. And on a daily basis, they will actually, think, oh gosh, this might be a mystery shopper. So they'll give the best customer service all the time. Because I'm not collating this information, not doing anything about it, and trying to kind of catch them out. I share it with them. Because you need to share the good things and the bad things with your team. Because that's how you actually create the team that actually works together and actually moves the business forward all the time. So that's customer secret shoppers. Sometimes I'm going to think, God, I wish they could do something really negative, because it's, we're scoring very, very highly on there, but we're not sitting and resting on our laurels. It's always a continuous kind of way of actually improving our service to the customer. That's. Any other questions?
I've got another one.
Go on.
It's about stocking local produce in your shop.
Yeah.
Do you go looking for local suppliers, or do they come to you, or is it a bit of both? How does it work?
It happens both ways.
Kuruslin, for instance.
Kuruslin? Good. Are you in with us?
Yes, I believe we are.
Fantastic, brilliant. Happens both ways. Centre of Excellence, we're up to 75% of Welsh produce at the moment. We know for a fact that we will not get to 100%, because we have a loyalty card membership as well. So hopefully today there'll be an opportunity for you to join our loyalty card membership. And we have customer forums with our loyalty card members who will actually discuss what they want to see our business going forwards, what's different. So listening to the customer is key. And then our suppliers sit in there as well, whether we will actually go in search of suppliers or suppliers will actually come and actually talk to us. What we are creating, and it needs to be kind of more of it happening, is I want to give local suppliers a platform, llwyfan, for them to showcase their products. Because we've got the buildings, we've got the centre, and I need to grow all of these suppliers as well, because they're on the same journey as me as the Centre of Excellence for Wales for Welsh Food. So that is key for our business. We will actually work with suppliers on, if that product needs to go into my hamper, I can give them volume, and then we can actually talk about promoting their product through our hamper as well. And there is a bit of a negotiation of price in there, because obviously the hampers need to cover the postage cost and courier cost in there as well. So very much working as a team, and we empower anybody as a supplier. It's quite a difficult remit to actually get to be a supplier for us, because it has to go to panel and we have to discuss it. There are food safety, health and safety issues that we have to go through for them to actually become a supplier for us. But once you're in, and we will actually showcase the products for you. So that's how the supplier range. The ethos of the company is very simple. We're looking at NPD at the moment for making fudge. So we will actually look at, can we make fudge? Yes, we can make fudge. So the challenge then is kind of, the dairy makes the butter. We're challenging them to make cream cheese now at the moment. We can actually make the fudge here on site, and then we can flavour it with some Penderyn whiskey or whatever. So that's how it works. If we decide that we can't make it, we will actually look at the valley and actually see if there's any supplier in the valley that can actually supply this for us. If there is, they get invited on board. If it's not in the valley, we'll go further afield to North Wales, and then probably up to the whole of Wales to actually be in the position to deliver that goods into us here at the centre. So that's how it works, and then further afield from that, we'll actually go then across the borders to Europe or to the UK or Scotland if it's a product that our customer requires. So that's how that works on suppliers.
Sorry, I've got another quick question as well.
Go on.
Because they're very shy.
Yeah, they are indeed. Like, for the lecturers, I thought you had lots to say.
The colleges have issues around, about not so much sourcing local foods, but actually paying for them.
Yeah.
Because they tend to be sometimes more expensive. How did you get? How did you get across that issue when you were in Anglesey with the school?
Negotiate contracts. So if you can negotiate, you know, collating information and getting volume, if you can actually give a supplier some volume, and I knew how many tons of carrots that I would actually use in a term, because I had all that information because of all the ordering systems that was actually in place. So I could go into then a supplier and say, look, I need 2 tons of carrots for this 13-week period, and I need a ton of cabbage for that period. So once you actually given them that dangle the carrot, excuse the pun, but with actually understanding volume, then you can actually negotiate, and then you can actually set the contracts up. Yeah, I've worked on a lot of meat contracts throughout the whole world. I'd spent some time in South America, but by giving volume, you can actually negotiate the prices down all the time. And for a company who's up and coming, as long as you can give them that volume, they can actually budget that into their sales. And it forms part of their budget, so they can actually work it through on a weekly, monthly basis. So that's how you can negotiate it.
Any questions?
I'm sure there would have been a question from the naughty catering table over there. Everybody happy?
Okay.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
No problems at all. I hope we answered everything. But if there are any kind of free time, do come, walk around the centre. For those of you who haven't been at the centre before, drop down into the farm shop. I'm sure there's some interactive stuff that's happening with the team during the day as well. So
it's time at lunchtime to have a look around.
Excellent. Okay. Enjoy. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Thank you.
Come on.